Welcome to the His and Hers show with Jody.
And Alex Misiak.
And it's 2019.
Oh my goodness. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Oh man, it's so exciting. I feel like this year is going to be the year. It is going to be amazing. It's going to be incredible and magical things are going to happen.
And I think that's a good attitude to have every year.
Yeah. Yes, there's something deep down though that just is like, this is going to be an amazing year.
All right.
For our listeners and for us as a family and for myself and my business. This is the third year I'm in business and it's just really exciting.
Which is awesome. Yeah, my first full year as a full-time employee, so that's good. Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, like great things are going to happen. So today we want to talk about goals, setting them or not setting them versus New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
And we want to talk about this. Yeah.
I think for some people it's like, well, what's the difference? And there's a big difference, at least for me. I find I think
I don't even.
goals versus
I
New Year's
think people
resolutions
know
are
what
big
the differences are, though. Like, I want to just kind of talk about like your opinions of goals and resolutions, and my own, and and we can talk about like differences. But I feel like a lot of people already might know what those differences are.
All right. Well,
but if you want to share the difference, that's cool too.
So. For me, the mental shift is. I don't really do New Year's resolutions, and I need to get better at setting goals because it sounds like the same thing. Like my New Year's resolution is like I will lose weight this year, right? For example, that's a New Year's resolution, and it's more like a wish, right? Or like people are like, okay, I know that means that I should either eat better or go to the gym or all that kind of stuff. And if you turn around and instead say the goal is to lose this amount of weight,
and then you have action steps to take
exactly
along the way.
I think when people make New Year's resolutions, they're just saying what they wish will happen.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like we get caught up in we just want things to be better or to feel better, or we're longing for some change of some sort, and a New Year's resolution can just feel like, oh, this is what I want. This, like you said, it's like a dream, like it's kind of a wish. And I feel like I might have made them in the past, but I definitely don't make them anymore. It's a new year, yes, but I set goals, and what I've been doing lately is I take near the end of the year and I sit down and I'm like, okay, for business, what is my business? What do I want it to look like the following year? What do I want my life to look like? And, what steps do I need to take to have, that year that I want? And for me, it's not so much anymore about like, it doesn't have to be like, yes, I definitely have a goal weight. I know last year I was really like, I'm never going to have a goal weight again. And I really worked on my self-love and knowing that I'm actually worthy enough to have a healthy weight. It's not about, it's just, I want to have that energy back that I had when I was a lighter weight. Mm-hmm. And it's not just about like, yes, I want to look good. Like, but I already feel like I look good. But, there's just so much layers there. But for me now, it's about how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel this coming year? So it's what do I need to do to make me feel that way? And one of them for me is going to be, eating healthy. When I eat healthy and when I work out, I have more energy and I feel good. So then those will just kind of lead to the next thing where it's like, I want to have a healthy body weight.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's thinking about how do you want to feel? So it's like, I want to have fun with our kids. I want to be present with our kids. I want to feel joy. So it's those kinds of things. So it's kind of flipping even, I know we're even like, so there's goals and there's resolutions, but New Year's resolutions, but there's also, how do you want to feel?
Yeah. And that could be a good goal,
mm-hmm.
right? And when you said goal, like you said, the big difference is, or at least to me, a New Year's resolution seems like a wish or a dream. And people just sort of stop there, or they have like some vague idea of how they're supposed to get there. But when you sit down and set goals, then you can break it down into actions, and then we can get in. We're going to get more into that, but that helps you achieve your goal.
Yes.
Right?
And New Year's resolutions, I feel like you just get so excited, just so like, yay, like this is going to happen. And then life happens and you don't have like those steps in place, like a goal, and you don't have those actions in place. And
That's
then eventually
right,
you look back, oh man, I totally had this on my list of what I wanted to achieve this year. And then you feel bad, or you feel like you're a failure because you didn't succeed. But to be honest, setting like a New Year's resolution without having action steps or a plan, you're planning to fail. And like, it's not your fault. It just starts with a list, and you need to take it. You have to keep going with it. So there's no, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with New Year's resolutions, but then it's almost like taking that and forming it into a goal/action plan to make it actually feasible.
Yeah. And
feasible and doable, and just consistent, like consistently showing up to make that happen in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Without setting goals from your, I like that. Take your New Year's resolutions if that's where you start this year. Like you said, you don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore.
Did you ever do it, to be honest?
I'm sure I did at some point.
Because you've never been really a goal or...
No, but that's the difference, right?
Okay.
I'd always set New Year's resolutions, and then like, man, I would just, like, they would just stop right there.
January, right? 4th, and it's like, oh, nope, I'm done.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't, or
never mind.
It would come up, right? Like, wherever you go. It's like, what are your New Year's resolutions, right? So I'd always have like a list, or I'd give it some thought. But I never, you never sat down to turn them into goals and then make them actionable, right? Or create an action plan. So that's what we're talking about.
It's all about follow through.
Yeah.
And see, the other thing is, so goals can be the same way.
Sure.
You can literally set goals like, oh, this year I'm going to do this, this, and this. And unless you have an action plan, like a step-by-step, and the more you can break it down to smaller chunks, the more manageable and the more likely it will happen. Because if you're like, say it is to lose like 50 pounds. If you just think about, I have to lose 50 pounds, or I don't even like using the one for weight, but let's see, anything like when you're jumping in, like it could even be, saving up for a dream family vacation. And it's like, oh man, it's like this much money. Well, what does it look like in a week or in a month? Like breaking it down into smaller chunks. So it's more manageable. If you're looking at the big outcome, it can get overwhelming, and then you give up before you even really start.
Yeah.
So it's really breaking it down as small as possible and starting from there. One little step towards your goal, towards your New Year's resolution, will get you that much closer to it.
We can start with, okay, do we have some examples you want to do? Like maybe eating better? Is that a good one? Or
yeah, sure. A lot of people, it's, the top, are like eating better. There's
working out.
Yeah, that's a huge, that's when I would always go to the gym. I actually avoided, because I was a regular at the gym, I would actually avoid January because everybody would show up. There's no lockers available because everybody got a gym membership. And by the end of January, it was just back to normal.
Yeah, all the people that did New Year's resolutions and not necessarily
yeah,
goals.
It was actually usually mid-January, mid-January, actually.
Didn't even last to February.
I'm like, oh, good, now I can get my locker back.
Wow.
So let's even say eating healthier. So maybe you eat out a lot, like you're just busy and you just grab food on the go. Maybe it's like, okay, limit it to, like, maybe do half your time eating at home or whatever it is. Like, you don't have to go full on out.
You make gradual small changes towards your ultimate goal, as opposed to trying to. If you eat out 2 to 3 times a week,
then maybe get it to 1.
Yeah.
And also, like, say you don't eat that many vegetables. Maybe then your goal is at every supper time, just add an extra vegetable dish to your meal. So it's just little steps. And actually, I saw something for getting fit. So it's like the first week, you focus on eating healthier. The second week is you focus on exercise. You don't have to do everything all in 1 week, 1 month. Like, you can take steps.
1 quarter or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, so especially beginning at the new year, like just start small where you're at and just focus on one thing. And another example is your self-love practice. I'm really going to be focusing more on that this year. But I am the type of person that I want to do it all now. I want to, meditate constantly, tapping, so emotional freedom technique. and journaling and
yoga.
yoga and working out on a regular basis. Like I've got the eating healthy down pretty good most times. So that I feel comfortable. But then I want to get everything in. So I'll want to do that. But this year I'm going to slowly incorporate everything I want to do. So then it becomes everything I want to do becomes a habit, like brushing our teeth.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
good.
what my goal is. It's not about doing it all at once. I don't have to be at that perfect self. That's why I call it a self-love practice. It's about practicing it. So it's just one step at a time. So what will that look like? Maybe 1 week, I just focus on making sure I do a morning meditation. Mm-hmm. And then maybe the next week I do a morning and an evening meditation. And then every week I will build and build. So I don't know. Did you want to
as an example, like you might not be able, like that's the plan, right? But you have to allow yourself for some variability in there, right? You start with saying, okay, week 1, I'm going to meditate every morning, and you
No, I will show up.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to, this year, it's all about showing up for the listeners here, for my clients, and for myself. If I have it down in my calendar to take care of me in the morning for meditation, I'm going to do it. It may not be right when I get up. It may be when Jaden goes down for his nap. Whatever it is, I'm going to commit. And that is what I'm going to do this year, is show up.
Right.
For myself and for everybody else.
Well, maybe I got to take it back to like the to like an exercise kind of routine instead. But doing push-ups. Let's just take that as doing push-ups, because you're saying, okay, I'm going to show up every day for a week, and then the following week I will then do this.
If I can consistently show up for myself for the week, then I will add on. So I'll upgrade.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so I will be, it's same with working out. Like if you've never worked out or you haven't worked out forever, it's like, okay, I'll work out 1 day a week. Then the next week, work out 2.
Yeah.
Then work out 3 until you get to the point of like, maybe you want only 3 days a week to work out, or maybe you want to work up to 5. Whatever it is, slowly, like I always overcommit to myself, and then I end up not committing it. I don't do anything.
Right.
Because then it gets overwhelming. So it's breaking it down again into smaller steps. And when it's like, and maybe it's not even a week, maybe it's a month I do meditation, and then it's like, okay, I've done it for a whole month. Then I add another one. It's being gentle on yourself, but not using it as life as an excuse not to show up either.
Yes, and I think what I'm trying to get at is, you want it to become a habit, right?
Yes.
So, but you're also trying to time box it. You're saying within a week, this will now be a habit, and it might not be a habit.
Oh no!
So you keep going until
exactly.
That's why I wanted to bring it back to working out, because a lot of cases when I was going to, when I was in martial arts, before we had kids and everything else, a big thing there was you do it at a certain level until that level becomes easy. Then you up it.
Yes.
Right? And for different people, that's going to take a different period of time.
But at the same time, goals need to have measurable, like you need to have a time frame.
That's true.
So
right. So that's always been my biggest problem.
So it's about having a time frame, and it's being gentle with yourself with that time frame, and knowing that maybe it isn't, like you said, maybe it isn't fully a habit yet at a week, but it's, and that's what I mean, though. Like, I'm literally scaling back, taking a step back and slowly incorporating things. And yeah, it's definitely about, and it's also, so some people might be able to meditate. Like, they'll be like, oh yeah, I can do like 3 extra things to my self-love with my self-love practice this year, or whatever it might be. But I have to be honest with myself and really do what's right where I am right now. So we have 2 young kids. Jaden's still home most of the days. So it's just, it's figuring out what is realistic for goal setting.
Yeah, what's that acronym for goals?
So it's SMART goals.
SMART goals, right.
You got to move closer.
SMART goals, right. What was it? It was...
So it's...
specific, measurable,
attainable, realistic, and
timely.
And that's what I've been mentioning, all those things in it.
Yeah,
you got to set timetables. Even if you don't reach it, you need to have a time. Because if you see, like, if there's no real date to, like, it's even with weight, like, you might not be, you can't, something I've learned, like I was like, ooh, I lost like X amount. I'm like, okay, if I've lost 3 pounds every week, I will lose it consistently. It doesn't always happen. But it's still having that goal. So you can see, like, it's like if you're driving somewhere and if you don't know where you're driving to, you can get really bored or be like, oh my goodness, like, where are we going? Or you need to have an idea of where you're headed. You might not know the exact location, but maybe you know, like, we're in Canada, so maybe it's, you know what province you're heading to, but you might not know what city or what attraction you're going to go to. But you need to know what direction you're going in, and you need to kind of have an idea of where you're headed. Because if you don't, that's another reason you give up.
Right.
And if they're not attainable, that's when you give up because you're like, oh man, I'm not getting anywhere close to this. And realistic as well. Like if you want to lose 200 pounds in a year, is it realistic? It might be, but is it, like, for what you're doing? Like, it's like, that was a really crazy example, but it's really, you don't want to overset goals.
Right.
Because then you don't do any goals. Like I was saying, I want to do all this stuff for my self-love practice. And then I get overwhelmed. And if I don't do one thing, then sometimes it snowballs where it's like, oh, well, I didn't do this, so I don't have to do this. And like I said, it's just becoming about forming them into habits. Like I said, yeah. So, anyways, that's my
that's good
goals. And
so maybe do you want to break down? Why don't you break down your goal about incorporating self-love into those categories, the SMART categories? So specific.
Well, so I have 7 things I'd like to do for my self-love practice.
So that is the specific
Yes.
part.
And like, so it is meditating, and I'll have to even break it down further. Like I want to get 3 meditations at some point down the line. And I don't have the time. Like the time when we're recording this, I'm still in my plan phase of the new year. However, I will break it down to, I'll start in the morning, or maybe actually more realistically, I'll be starting a meditation in the evening because it's easier with our timetable. And then eventually it'll be like before I begin work in the afternoon when Jaden goes down, and then another one in the morning. And then it's journaling, visualization, tapping, gratitude. Gratitude's one that I've already incorporated, so I don't really need to work on that one. I just need to be mindful that I'm still doing it, like brushing my teeth. And I lost count. If
that's okay.
So I have those 7. Yes, I have the 7 things,
which also means that they're measurable. Because you're like, when I can measure. Okay, I'm doing 1 thing a day. I'm doing 2 things a day, so on and so forth. So that's great. Attainable. That's where you're being realistic about attainable and realistic. Yeah.
So I have to look at it and be like, okay, where do I fit it in? And it sounds funny because it's like 7 things. Oh my goodness! But when I work it in. And working out is another one, and tapping. And I can fit that all in an hour. So when I have my days of work by myself, when you go to work and the kids go to school and daycare, I fit it all in less than an hour. Now the meditating at night and then the other part of the day around lunch hour or just after, like a little pick me up, a little fill my cup up kind of thing. Then that adds on, but like everything else is literally into an hour. So it's really, really attainable. And then where are we? Attainable, realistic, totally doable. I just need to figure out where in my day it lands. And being, and putting myself first. Be like, okay, this is my time. And then, so I can show up for you and the kids. And then timetable, time, it will be probably spread out at least a few months, if not half a year.
Yeah.
But like I said, I will be figuring that part out.
Yeah, but you're gonna be breaking that down, like you said, like for this week, 1 thing, for next week, 2 things. So yeah, okay, that's really good. So I need to do a similar
with a little bit of wiggle room in there.
Yeah.
So like whenever I set goals now, it's almost like contractors, when they give you an estimate of a project on your home, they always add 10%, the amount that they quote everything, and before they give you that number, they add 10% for unexpected costs or things that show up.
Extra stuff, yeah.
So, and my brother, when he does it, he even adds more just for a little. So that's what I love doing with goals. It's like, this is what I want. Now, life happens. And like life happens. We have losses.
Yep.
We have, things come up. So I like to give just a little bit of wiggle room too. So, because when we don't reach our goals, then it kind of, you can feel defeated.
Yeah.
And then you completely can throw them out the door. But if you have a little bit of wiggle room and a little grace in there, then,
Then you can be gentle with yourself, and you can attain those goals.
Yes,
you can reach those goals if you're smart about setting them in the first place.
Yes. So sorry, what were you gonna say? I cut you off.
No, it's all. It's
Something about setting goals.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna wrap it up and say, hopefully, we sort of broke it down and helped you take, maybe if you're like me, help you take those New Year's resolutions, which are just start out as like dreams or wants or wishes, and then move them into goals so that you can accomplish them.
Yes.
In this new year, this exciting new year.
It's super exciting, like super, super exciting. Amazing things are on the horizon. I can just feel it.
For us and for you out there as well.
Exactly. My love of life is flowing to you. So we hope you have a beautiful day, and we hope you have like the most amazing weekend.
Yeah, and 2019.
Yes,
we'll see. There'll be a lot more from us in 2019 as well.
Yeah. And that's everything for right now. So have a beautiful day.
Bye for now.